When you kick on the old furnace and it kicks back, then it's time to call Ruby's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Refrigeration in Great Bend. Don't get left out in the cold this winter. Get a 15-point furnace clean and safety check from Ruby's in Great Bend. And if it's time for a new furnace, Ruby's can help there too. Ruby's provides free estimates on their full line of high-efficiency Trane products. Call Brian at Ruby's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Refrigeration in Great Bend. It's hard to stop a Trane.
We got guys that have played those positions for several years now. I mean, the Patrick kid, he's been starting since he was a freshman. Nash has played quite a bit over the last 2 years, or last 4 years. So there's experience there, but, you know, they bought in. You know, and our speed makes up for a lot of mistakes. We're pretty fast, guys.
As you get towards the bottom, like 8 through 13-ish, that's going to be really hard for the committee because those rankings matter more than ever, and you're sorting through a lot of good teams, not necessarily great teams.
Indiana, their strength of schedule is not as strong as BYU's, but what Indiana has done on the field, when we look at those games, they're winning by double digit. They're solid on both sides, offensively and defensively.
That means that they are controlling the football game. And you can do that with two things, being able to run the football efficiently and a great defense. And they got both. Teams that know how to win, the teams that know how to win, and it doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be sexy, it doesn't have to be the most flashy, it's just find a way to get the dub. And a chance to set a trap there, and he didn't do it.
Yeah, easy money there for David Gasson. 19 points.
That's what we really work on, so our guards and their teammates were able to get on the ball and wrestle it so they get in a shooting pocket so that they can get them off. Those guys can really shoot the ball.
We talk about game by game, staying focused, and that was something that we really did. Even Wednesday when we found out, we knew we only had Cloud left, but the talk of the week was, you know, we still have to go win this game Saturday.
We spend a lot of time with each other, and we just want to keep doing what we love to do together and keep winning. I think we managed to figure it out and keep pushing. I think right now we're gonna play our best volleyball.
As I say, yes, sir. Tanaya. I mean.
Oh yes, you're gonna say that. Yeah.
Yes.
No question.
Sure.
Yeah.
Two-year Army veteran, sophomore on the Barton women's volleyball team. Yes,
she's
sir.
from Israel.
Say, yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it is yes, ma'am in the Army. Okay, I got that down. Okay. All right, welcome to Sports Day here on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Welcome in. It is the Wednesday show. On the program today, the Coach of the Year in high school volleyball.
Oh,
Shirley
man.
Duvall is going to be on the show, and she's joined us for the first segment, too. Also, Houston Cardinal football today. Head coach Zach Baird will join the show, talk about 2A's regional playoff game in Hoisington on Friday night at Elton Brown Field. He's going to be joined by, I'm going to say this really fast, juniors Mason Martin and Carson Mason.
Good job.
Mason Martin, Carson Mason. So
Now say it the other way.
Carson Mason, Mason Martin. Just wait till they get in here. They'll pull it down, and we'll also talk to the voice of the Tigers, Gerard Walbrack, recap the Tigers' road route.
Stingers down!
Yeah. Last Saturday, Tigers have today, or this weekend off, they'll be taking on
The Lopers. In a week.
Wasn't that your saying at Fort Hays State, you'd rather be a doper than a loper?
Wow.
No, that was back in the old Fort Hays rivalry game. So.
Sometimes the truth hurts.
It was way back in the rivalry.
Okay, before we get started, congratulations
Thank you.
on your award. That's pretty cool. How does
Thank
it make
you.
you feel?
You know, it's not me that does it, it's the kids. So, but I mean, it's always an honor, obviously.
Well, you got to have the general and the Jeep, so congratulations on that,
Thank you
Shelley.
very much.
Very well deserved. Let's get to our sounds of the past 24 hours or so. Haven co-head coach Thomas Cooprider talking about experience and speed have been keys for Haven this year. They're 8-1. The only loss coming to Garden Plain. Schedule a little bit softer. They've taken care of those. I think it's going to be a heck of a game Friday night at Elton Brown Field as the Cardinals take on the Haven Wildcats, boys.
I think it all depends on the weather. What's the weather going to be like?
It's going to be gross.
Because we haven't had any weather situations at all this
Is
year.
Haven running their offense in sunshine?
I realize they're playing the same time, but some teams adapt better to cold weather and rain than look at Patrick Mahomes. He does very well in cold weather and snow.
Okay,
I feel like rain evens the playing field for everybody. Don't you think?
Yes.
Depends on what. It depends on what you
I
want to do.
think it kind of throws a little kink in there for both teams.
If you like a
know?
no huddle offense, or you like go 5 wides all the time, you just want to throw the ball around. It's not like the NFL or college football where they have ball boys and girls on scholarships that are changing the ball out every time.
That's true.
Sometimes you get those kids that wait till the ball weighs like 8 pounds before they decide maybe they want to wipe it off.
I would think with enough preparation, most of these coaches are going to be prepared Friday.
My favorite ball kid from Halstead, he was playing catch with me at halftime until he got in trouble and was crying and had to go spend his time on the sideline in the second half. I got him in trouble.
Getting kids in trouble?
Great catch we had.
Man.
You always want a ball boy that's a coach's kid, though. Man, those guys are eager, man. They're up there. They know where to go.
Beck's got that at the high school.
And we got
his
2 of the 3
out there. His son's out there all the time.
2 of the 3 are coaches' sons.
Yeah, that's good. They get the kid that's on his phone over there or looking up in the stands. You have ball. And, yeah. Exactly. You have that down. Okay, we're going to talk Houston football with Zach Baird coming up, and Mason Martin and Carson Mason coming up. Okay, other games going on. Let's see. We'll talk about Great Bend and Hayes tomorrow on the program, as Great Bend 9-0 taking on Hayes High, who is 5-4. Other playoff matchups: 6A. Dodge City gets a home game, a second go-around with Wichita East, a team they beat earlier this year. Both those teams are 6-3. 8-man 1. Little River going to Howard. Little River 7-2. West Elk 9-0. Chase County hosting Central Plains. The Oilers will be in Cottonwood Falls to take on Chase County. 8-man 2. Let's see. Wallace County at Victoria. Get there early because people will go home early from that game at halftime. Hodgman County will be at unbeaten Buckland. Otis Bison plays at 6 on Friday in the 6-man playoffs against Meridocene Valley, and it's Pawnee Heights, a 6 o'clock game at Golden Plains. Rexford, 7-2. Okay, college football playoffs came out last night. The rankings for the expanded 12-team playoff released. Oregon tops the list. Ohio State, Georgia, Miami, and Texas rounding out the top 5. BYU, the lone representative from the Big 12, coming in at number 9. ESPN's Heather Dennett says the bottom 4 or 5 teams will be troublesome for the committee, just like it would be if
and everything
5
else,
or 6, or it would be 69 or 70.
Exactly. Doesn't matter how far you go, the first 4 or 5 out will be upset.
I've waited my whole life, and that's a long time to see like more than 4 teams in a playoff game. I hope I make it to this year.
Well, you got a month to go, Webby.
I was going to say, you don't have that much
Do you know
longer.
something that we don't know?
I don't know. My blood pressure will go up again when I start talking. When people start talking, well, we're going to go to a bowl game. We're playing the Bahamas Bowl against another 5-17.
But you got to make it to the playoffs, and then you got to wait 5 weeks as the playoffs progress.
It's not perfect yet. Ward Manuel, CFP committee chair. You know those guys like coming out and getting the questions. They're softball questions. He was asked about BYU being ranked lower than Indiana. It's still pretty early. Indiana's had a fun season, 9-0.
That's crazy. Indiana. Football.
You know the last time they were 10-0?
You're going to tell us.
Never.
No, really? Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
Now they get Michigan.
Where's my friends from Notre Dame? 6?
Number 1 this week. They jumped all the way to the top.
We're waiting.
This whole thing is cool, but, try to keep the other conferences happy and things like that. Really, if you're a team like right now, say, Texas, Penn State, you're up high. Do you even want to play in a conference championship game?
Look, this has been the bane of Kansas State, Texas A&M. That I don't think Baylor was the championship game, but it was a late season game for Kansas State. So why would you put yourself in a position to? There's nothing to gain from it except maybe financially.
Right, in a 12-team. I mean, in the old 14 format, you pretty much had to win unless you were from the SEC, right? Then you could go from number 1 to number 4. Let's see, Boise State at number 12. That's interesting. Kansas State drops to 22, but it's not too late for them because they can still get in the Big 12 championship game, although they'll need a little bit of help with that.
They'll have the head-to-head with Iowa State if they can beat them. And then if you can get BYU and avenge that loss, it would be huge. You'd still have 2 losses, but probably BYU, that'll be their first loss, and then you'd have a big win over Iowa State. So
I think the Big 12's probably getting one.
Yeah, they're big, but not broken quite yet.
Okay. I've always tried to come up with a way to describe Kansas City Chief football. Jeff Saturday had it perfect. He was asked if the Chiefs are just smoke and mirrors, as some believe. On the Dominique Foxworth show, said, well, they control the ball, an average of over 6.5 minutes per possession.
Seriously?
That's the average?
Yeah.
Wow.
For the season or for the last game?
For the season.
Wow.
They control the football, they play good defense, and they win.
And they got Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. And when they need to.
Yeah.
I still don't know why they don't run their third down plays on second down. I mean, you're 11 for 11 on third down. Run your third down plays on second down. Doesn't that make sense? Why are you waiting to third down to run your second down play? Just wondering. I can tell Andy Reid how to coach.
So
yeah,
His
I want to go there.
14 wins in a row.
So I understand the whole hot take culture, but what else do you need to do? You get the last 2 titles. You're the only undefeated team. It's like just let it ride. There's no negativity anymore. If you're being negative, you're just hot taking for content's sake.
Rex Ryan?
Are we going to go down that road again?
Lamar Jackson is going to lead them all.
We went and found the headline from the New York Post.
Oh, God.
Rex Ryan, the agony of defeat. DE-FEET.
Oh, Lord.
I was going to bring up that he's a shoe salesman, but I didn't know that. But I guess that ties into everything you were saying yesterday, Mike Corson. Nice. Hey, K-State played a basketball game last night.
Yeah.
Did you watch?
I did not. I knew about it. There were some other things going on last night.
I think it was on ESPN Plus, too.
Yes, and that was that's Ben Boyle on the call.
I couldn't figure out who that was.
Oh, yeah, Ben Boyle was doing the game.
Because it was your buddy Stan Weber was the color man, right?
Yeah. And I don't know if Ben's still anyway. If his office used to be in the back of the old press box. Wouldn't that be a great place to have your office? In a press box.
Look over the field all the time?
Well, no, it was a closet, basically.
Oh, okay.
But if someone wanted to find you, didn't want to answer your phone, they're going to walk all the way over to the football field, take the elevator up to the...
Go all the way up. Kind of awesome.
Ben, are you in there? Oh, yeah.
That's kind of mean to me. You're going to make
it
him
might
walk?
be kind of enjoyable.
It would be perfect.
It would be awesome.
I didn't shut the door to my office either, so probably... Was that the reason Dakota came in here? Anyway,
No.
K-State won the game 89-65. David Gasson, 21 points, leading 3 Wildcats in double figures. Max Jones and Brendan Hassan added 17 each. Again, get your roster when you watch your college basketball teams this year because they changed quite a bit.
I don't recognize any names.
Megan Bessaker, they won the conference outright. How about that?
Had dinner with her last night.
Did you?
I did. Yes. I got Pratt
Look at
tonight.
you. Yeah.
Are you going to coach out there?
Huh?
You going to coach out there?
Stop.
There
I
is
get
again.
rumors. I stir things up. They call me saute.
Talk to Zach about what you were saying last year.
Oh, you still living on that one?
They wanted no part of a shared title. They took care of business, and Colby ended up dropping to Garden City. So it worked out. They play Pratt tonight and Nia Dannenberg. Best is yet to come for the Barton team. Captain or yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Gotta love
obligated
Nia.
2-year military service in Israel. Then you get to go play volleyball somewhere. That was really, really cool. Barton 28-2, and they will be in action tonight. They win. They'll be at home on Saturday, needing 2 wins to get to the national tournament.
Yep. I'm singing the national anthem on Sunday. So
Are you really?
Let's go.
So
yeah.
it's Sundays.
Well, they've got one on Saturday.
Okay,
they
so
win
they
that,
won't-
then
so
the
it's not-
championship's
okay.
on. But she's already got me planned for Sunday. So
But they have to win, right?
They have to win.
They're
yes.
right.
Absolutely.
If they lose, they're done. And Shelly didn't get to sing.
And I don't get to sing.
You can come in here Monday on Trading Post with Hesh and sing the national
Live.
anthem live.
Live. Oh boy.
Wouldn't be the first.
We've
time
had it
that's
done
been
before.
Have you?
Ellie Summers.
Yeah. Oh, Ellie's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that girl.
Awesome national anthem as well. All right, volleyball chat coming up. Heck of a season, Shelley Duvall.
Season.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
You went into the 5A meat grinder.
Oh, yeah.
As we find
Welcome
out.
to that.
Yes. Okay. Shelley will talk with Mike Corson. Houston Cardinal football talk. We'll check in with the voice of the Tigers, Grr Wellbrock. Yeah, all here on the Wednesday Sports Day Show.
Hurry! Hadley, close the door!
Okay, Papa, I've got it.
Oh, no! The safety eyes worked.
Papa, isn't that a good thing?
Yes, Hadley. It's a good thing normally, but...
Hey, you two. Where's my turkey?
Papa did it.
Well, at least I still have you two turkeys.
Happy Thanksgiving from C&E Doors. Follow the orange sign south of 10th and Harrison, Great Bend.
Step into the spotlight with Barton Community College's theater program. Whether you dream of performing on stage or creating magic behind the scenes, Barton offers hands-on training, expert guidance, and creative performance opportunities. With top-tier facilities and a supportive community, you'll develop the skills to shine. Turn your passion into a career and start your journey to the stage at Barton. Learn more at theater.bartoncccc.edu.
If you're needing a healthcare plan for your business, let the experienced and dedicated staff at Freedom Claims Management Incorporated customize a health insurance plan that fits your business's need. Regardless if you're a large corporation or a small business on Main Street, Freedom Claims Management Incorporated can help you provide your employees with great health coverage at an affordable cost. Visit freedomclaimsinc.com where you can schedule a free, no obligation health assessment today. Freedom Claims Management Incorporated in Great Bend.
It's the 20K Christmas Cash Giveaway presented by Bauer Computers, Mayo Money Management, and Mater Plumbing, Heating and Air, your Bryant dealer, whatever it takes. Now today you can get qualified at Mayo Money Management. They're located on the corner of 16th and Main. Qualify before 5 o'clock today. And with the holidays approaching, we're always looking for perfect gifts. And it can become very time-consuming and frustrating. But this year, how about giving the gift of an education to those little ones? Yeah, the 529 plan would be a fantastic way to start saving for their future. Come on in and talk to Tiff Mayo at Mayo Money Management. She's more than happy to show you how to start gifting to education. It's not something that can be outgrown or tossed to the side. Give the gift of education this holiday season with a 529 plan at Mayo Money Management. Stop in today, 16th and Main. Mayo Money Management, the place to be to become an instant finalist for the 20K Christmas Cash Giveaway. Brought to you by Bauer Computers, Mayo Money Management, and Mater Plumbing, Heating and Air, your Bryant dealer, whatever it takes. You have until 5 o'clock to get yourself qualified.
Sports Day presents On the Prowl with Mike Corson, an inside look at all the sports taking place at Great Bend High School.
Welcome back to Sports Day, 1590 KVGB 95.5 FM. Mike Corson joined today by Lady Panther volleyball coach Shelley Duvall, one last time on the season. Just heard some Chapel Roan there, Coach. I thought it was going to be a good omen. I walked into the Tony's Pizza Event Center and that song was playing. And I was like, I'm home.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'll jump right into things. Probably knew it was going to be tough, 5A, but just start off with, do you think you got the easy side of the pool?
Yeah, I mean, looking at the teams that we're in, we thought we were in a great place with the pool that we drew and feeling really good that week. And, you walk into something that looks like that with you've got 3 that have really been kind of playing at that level, and then the rest of the team's fairly young. So I think there was a little bit of shell shock there, but definitely into the Lion's Den in 5A for sure.
So you open up against Cape and kind of got it handed to you the first set.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, given girls had not played at state before, a pretty quality team in Cape, and to come back and win the second set, must have been a nice little pep speech you gave there.
Well, and the girls, I think that first set happened, and I wouldn't necessarily say it was like embarrassment, but it was like we're better than this kind of a thing. And so they knew coming back into that second set, they really had to kind of get back together, get back into playing the way that we play, and not letting the other team have the momentum. And I think that's where the shift happened with the second set.
Then you lose the third set.
Mm-hmm.
What does that do to morale and strategy going forward?
Well, you try not to think about, things in the previous season, but, you've won 27 in a row and you haven't seen a loss in your column in several weeks. So that first one hurts pretty good, especially when we've got some teammates on the other side that the girls kind of knew from club ball, and Mason was playing outstanding on the outside and just kind of hit our areas that we were weak in, and so that first L is kind of hard to take, especially after not seeing one for a while.
And I would have thought maybe going in, Capon on paper was the weak team in the pool.
Yes.
So you open with a 3-set loss. You're getting another private
Mm-hmm.
in St. James next, USC bound, Reese Messer.
Yeah.
How do you get pumped up or get the girls' minds right for that game?
I think that we knew going in that St. James was going to be probably the toughest competition in the pool out of the three teams. And actually, I felt like that was some of our best volleyball that we played was against St. James because the speed was faster. Obviously, she's an outstanding player. She sees things before anybody else does up in the air. But the girls didn't back down, which I was very pleasantly surprised about. As far as going 20-25 in the first set against a St. James Academy is pretty impressive. We've never seen teams at that level, and so I don't know. I thought the girls came back again. It's hard to take another loss, but looking at that team, that was one we knew we were going to have to try to fight our hardest against.
And I'm watching the Capon Andover game. Before that, I didn't know they had played twice.
Mm-hmm.
The last set they had played, they were both 3-setters. Andover had won 42-40.
Yep.
Well, you guys probably needed Andover to win to kind of mix things up
Get
in
in
the
there.
pool. And they blew like a 3-point lead late in the first
Yes.
set, and I was like, no. Back to St. James. At first, I'm thinking there's a freshman on St. James that's better than Reese Messer, but the more you watch Messer play, what is it that kind of all-around dynamic?
It's an IQ level of being able to see plays before they even occur. When the ball's coming to her, she's already seeing a hole on the other side of the net. Her peripheral vision is open. She's watching everything that she can in that front row. And even in the back row, you kind of see her glance over at the net and in between plays, and she's up in the air so dang high. I mean, those are once-in-a-lifetime players that you get to see and play against. So instead of thinking yes, it's competition to us, but at the same time, it's really kind of awesome that our girls got to experience playing against somebody of that caliber.
And that's one where, as a photographer or media, you try to get some pictures of maybe somebody getting a block against her so they can have that if she ever does some
Go
crazy big things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Andover is now at this point has lost 2 matches. You guys have lost 2 matches. What's it like to go into that third set thinking?
I think the third set was, it was tough. We were having some hard times, hard conversations, and trying to keep those girls, pumped for the fact that they were there and not take away from the season that they had prior to that. But, state is a different level, and going in against another team that was also defeated twice prior to, it was anybody's game, and it was who's going to come out with the most energy and not make the most mistakes.
And you guys took them 3 sets in a game where the girls could have put their heads down. Talk about, saw some good competition with the Mason Palace girl for Capon.
Yes.
We didn't talk about the freshman for St. James. How frustrating that, as I was watching, I said, this Maya Lee, I believe was her name, is an exceptional hitter.
Yes.
How frustrating to have that in 5A for 3 more years.
That's just, I don't like to get on here and say not nice things, but it's really difficult to compete against some of those teams that,
And
that's what you get.
It's a compliment.
Absolutely.
It's frustrating, but she was exceptional as a freshman. It's like, where did this child come from?
Exactly.
So Andover, what was the solution for somebody like Aaliyah Green?
Well, and we knew one of our things that we had set in our goals was we have to shut Aaliyah down. Aaliyah is a leader on their court, and sometimes when you shut down a leader, it affects everyone else, and that's what we did in that second set. I mean, we forced their errors. They made several errors in a row. Take that win. I think it was 25-13, something like that we took. And then we're tied at 21s going into the last 4 points against Andover. And I think we missed a serve, and we just couldn't seem to get the ball back after that and get that momentum. But, you've got to make sure that we were firing on cylinders, but unfortunately we couldn't get into all those cylinders put together at one time.
Talking to Lady Panther volleyball coach Shelly Duvall. Yeah, so you look at the pools. I thought Blue Valley Southwest looked exceptional. On the other side, didn't make it out of the 4.
Right.
You got Aquinas and top-ranked Seaman, who was legit.
Right.
And then the other pool is the 2 teams in the championship match. So 5A was 100% loaded.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so people say, well, was it gun shy, new kids going to state? And I say, I thought Great Bend played pretty well, just competition.
Yeah, I think, I've talked to our AD, and I think we're looking at adding some more of those Wichita schools and maybe a couple East schools to our schedule. That way we are prepared when we go into a situation like that. I mean, it's not very often that you see some of these Western schools in state competition, and especially at that 5A level. But, we've got a lot of private schools that have always kind of been in there, and so we already know that's coming when we go in. But I think we've got to bulk up our season a little bit more. That doesn't take away from what the girls accomplished by any means, because we did play some really quality competition. But I do think that, those bigger teams are needed during the season in order for us to be really mentally and physically prepared for the end of the season.
And we've talked about it all season long. 35 wins. I think it was 35-5 on the season.
Yes.
Basically, got 4 seniors on the team, but 2 of them were your hardcore regulars.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of young kids, a lot of freshmen, sophomore. What does this year do for next year?
Well, I think the great thing is, we've got 2 of our seniors going on. Kara's going to play at Fort Hays State, and Cassie's going to play at Cowley. And, the Addie and Joe gave us something that we were needing definitely, which was just that camaraderie and that constant just encouragement at all times. But, I mean, taking a look at seasons coming up and players coming up, we're sitting pretty good for the next few years with Panther Volleyball. These girls got to see some of the most elite competition in the state of Kansas, and they've never been on a court. Again, we've got 3 girls that have ever played varsity going to a state competition. Kaya, Cassie, and Kara were the only ones, because with Denver's injury, unfortunately, she wasn't able to be on the court with us. So you think about that. You've got 2 freshmen, you got sophomores, and you got juniors on there that are coming back next year. So how exciting.
Yeah, and you went toe-to-toe with 2 of the 3 teams. And then I'm more curious, too. You've got 2 freshman hitters.
Right.
So you got Baby Alex and Micah and...
Yep. Oh, well, I've got Alex Mayer. Well, she's not freshman. Yes, Micah and Michaela.
So
freshman.
You expect those kids to get bigger and stronger
Yes, and really, this season with Micah, we used her more on the right side for blocking purposes, and just kind of the last week of practice, she started to really put things together with her hitting. But she's only 15 years old, so her and Michaela both are. I think Michaela's birthday is actually today, so shout out to Michaela and Catherine Mazouk. But those girls have so much more that they get to learn in the next 3 years and see their bodies grow into the game and really the mentality, and probably switching Micah over to that middle position now that we'll lose with Cassie and Kara. I think Micah's fit is probably better in the middle, but what we needed this season was more on that right side. But Michaela, for her size, does a great, outstanding job on the outside.
That's what I was going to say. You're probably losing, pretty obvious, your 2 best hitters in Cassie and Kara. Is it almost fun for the girls that next year it's my turn?
Oh, I think so. I think it's a constant. It's not, I wouldn't say competition. It's just kind of that fire that lights up and says, hey, I have a chance at this. And we've got, anywhere from 8th graders coming in next year to whoever was there this year. They fight for it and earn it.
So 31 wins last year, 35 this year, setting the bar awfully high for next year. Well, how long do you take off, and then when do you start looking forward to that next year?
Well, I think, for me, mentally, I always am thinking of the next season probably within about a week after kind of decompressing from the season. A lot of the girls, we have our banquet tonight, which is always nice to kind of wrap things up for the season and give everybody their shout-outs, and then give everybody a break from the game. I know a lot of our girls are going to look at the club season, but I usually, within a week, 2 weeks, I'm already looking at the following year, but we don't really touch any volleyballs until, summertime. So got a little bit of a break, and I get to just kind of sit back and watch some club season and maybe some basketball, and just enjoy the winter.
Well, 35-5 on the season, another school record. You crossed the 200 win milestone. Kaya Bear hits. Did she hit 1,000?
She did, and Kaya actually broke a school record this year as well. She is now the single assist leader at Great Bend High School with 829 on the season.
So very big years. Always fun to have you, the girls coming in. So that's what I just wanted to pass the message. 0-3 at state. It's been a while since you've been there. These girls hadn't played. Great competition. Girls, don't hang your heads.
No,
fun to
absolutely
watch. Fun
not.
to cover you guys.
Absolutely not. Go Barton County. Great job to the Eagles. Great job to the Cardinals. We are very proud to watch the girls, but absolutely, Panthers had a great season.
Fun to cover you guys. We've been hearing from Lady Panther volleyball coach Shelly Duvall, and congratulations on your Western Athletic Conference Coach of the Year.
Thank you very much.
More Sports Day after this.
From the Mayo Money Management Studios, 1590 KVGB Great Bend and 95.5 FM K238CK Hoisington.
As a farmer, I have thousands of more mouths to feed than the average person. What fuels me to get the job done? The smell of the soil and the hum of the combine. What fuels my equipment? Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster, a premium diesel fuel for the most challenging conditions, better than any formula yet, delivering maximum uptime every time. Cenex Ruby Fieldmaster, fueled by innovation, powered to perform.
Contact American Plains Co-op Fuel Department in Great Bend, your certified Cenex distributor.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powson, president of your local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec.
Sports, leisure, fitness and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend. Or check out the website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
When it comes to car maintenance, it's good to know a local guy that can get things done. The Eller family has been in the auto repair business in Great Bend forever. Greg Eller continues that long tradition of helping people. Eller Automotive Repair specializes in wheel alignments, oil changes, and general maintenance for all makes and models of cars and small trucks. Open 8 to 5 Monday through Thursday, 8 to 4 Fridays. Eller Automotive Repair at 915 Morton, right behind Great Bend Appliance, Furniture, and Sleep Source, 10th and Morton.
It's Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM. Presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department.
Welcome back to Sports Day, brought to you in part by Great Bend Rec Commission, dedicated to improving our community and the lives of their individuals or its individuals. C&E Doors, your full-service garage door company. Follow the orange sign south of 10th and Harrison, and the Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street in Great Bend. Time to talk Hoiston Cardinal football. Head coach Zach Baird is with us in studio. Also, juniors Mason Martin, Carson Mason, or Carson Mason, Mason Martin.
Telling you to say Mason, you can't get it wrong.
I can just talk to somebody. Zach, great to see you again down here as we get into time of year when, I know it's my old cliche, I use it all the time, but hey, if practice, if you're having to practice football under the lights in high school, that means, okay, not having a bad season, right?
Yeah, it's a great year when that happens. I think I saw a stat online. I think it means you're still playing in 80% of the teams across the nation are at home. So
yes,
it's great for the old guys, but it's good for your young guys. You're getting extra practice that maybe other people aren't. So just blessed to still be with these guys.
Last year, the Chiefs went to the Super Bowl, won a Super Bowl, and they kind of took a different route. You know, they'd always go before, hosting an AFC championship. But this time they thought, well, I'll go on the road a couple of times. It's a different trip, it's a different way to go to where we want to get. You've kind of been on a different road this year to see some places that you haven't seen before. But you're right here in Week 10.
Yeah, I think, every year you're going to have some sort of adversity in some form or fashion. But this year it was, it was constant, and it was – getting guys banged up that we were really relying on that had a bunch of experience that were going to be big-time playmakers for us. And I thought our group did a great job. I mean, I never felt like our group was ready to give in. We just stayed the course, and when we were playing a tough schedule against good teams with young guys playing that probably weren't quite ready for Fridays. We know they're going to be good players in the future, but and I thought they did a great job. They came in and they competed, and I think we're better now because of it.
But you're coming in, if you're a sophomore, maybe even a freshman, it's cool to get some experience. Well, sometimes it's good to get experience, get other teams besides maybe Pratt, Heston, Scott City, and Cheney.
Yeah.
You go in there and maybe get your confidence knocked down a little bit, maybe.
Well, you think like as a sophomore, we're telling our sophomores, hey, you're going to have to help in some form or fashion. We're not a really big school, so we're not going to have a ton of kids out. So you're looking to use those sophomores, and maybe there's one or two that you're like, hey, he's going to start either one way or both ways. But, a lot of them you're saying, hey, let's use that guy on special teams. Let's have him be a rotation player. And before we could blink an eye, we're like, hey, you're starting both sides of the ball. And, it's really not fair to them, but that's the situation we were dealt. So I thought they did a great job. I thought our older guys, our juniors, our seniors, did a great job of just keeping it a tight-knit group. And like we tell them, it really doesn't matter if we win or lose on a Friday night. We're going to come back in on Sunday evening watching film with the same mindset. And our guys bought into that. They embodied that, and it's like I said, it's made us better.
And I put you in a spot here, but talk about some of those young kids that got thrown in maybe sooner than what you were expecting them to get thrown into.
Yeah, Coulter Hahn played a lot of football for us this year as a sophomore. Caden Chambers played a lot of football for us this year as a sophomore. Both those guys are really good players, and they're going to continue to get better. But those were the guys that were like, hey, this is going to be a nice rotation guy, and it's going to be good to get him some experience on a Friday night. But, man, before we knew it, like they were starting both sides of the ball, and, they're just like it's tough. You're going to play really good 3A teams, and we're going to go on the road, and you're going to play both sides of the ball. And hey, the Rumsford kid from Scott City, hey, Caden, you're going to zone dive this guy. Good luck.
Here you go. Welcome to Cardinal football now,
exactly,
right?
Exactly.
Okay, Mason Martin, how's this season been? And kind of take me through. You had some, bad hand dealt to you, but this team seemed to stay together. Talk about how your team did that this year.
Well, I mean, our team, we fought through adversity. We've had injuries. We had Jason Robinson. He's probably one of our best players, defense and offensively. Once he got back, we got a lot better. We had a lot of players go down. Talon went down during Scott City. We kind of figured it wasn't going to be a good injury, but he got back just in time, and now we're on the road rolling now. And we've been playing good football now.
Yeah, Carson Mason, I mean, kind of, it would be the same question, but kind of, what have you seen through the first 9 weeks of the season?
I mean, the first 4 or 5 weeks, we started 1-4, not good, but getting those guys back after injury, it was just a different juice. Like, we had more juice with those guys, and, yeah, we just figured things out, and we've been on a roll now.
What about some of these younger kids? I mean, you're a junior this year, not a senior, but talk about your role and trying to help these guys come along and when they get thrown into the fire.
Yeah, especially like Coulter, he's played the same position as me at safety on defense, and I played a lot last year as a sophomore as well, so I've just been trying to help him, talking to him, talking about what we need to check to in certain formations and all that.
Talk about you both receivers, right? I mean, you're both out there. Yep. So what have you seen from Ren this year in his development from, starting the year to where he's at right now?
Well, we had Tony last year, so, I mean, he didn't get a lot of playing time at quarterback. But, I mean, once it was his turn this year, I mean, he stepped in and he's done great. I mean, he really surprised me, honestly. I didn't think he was going to have everything that he has now. I mean, he can throw the ball well. He can run the ball whenever he has to. I mean, he commands our offense pretty well.
Any changes with the offense this year? Because I've got to ask, Zach, because this is the first time I ever remember bringing 2 receivers over here, okay? So anything different, Carson Mason, with the offense this year?
I mean, there's maybe a little bit more passing, but it's still the same mindset. We're going to get after you guys, run the ball, be physical, and then when we need to take the chance to air it out, we do.
28-15, you beat Ellsworth last week. Carson Mason. Tell me about that game, and take me through it a little bit and how the game went for the Cardinals to pick up that win.
We started off hot. First drive, scored a touchdown, and then we actually recovered the next kickoff, and we were hoping to capitalize off that, but we didn't end up. And then throughout the first half, it was rough, both sides of the ball. Defense was good. It was a defensive battle, and then second half we made adjustments in the locker room and came out firing and made plays.
Mason Martin, tell me about the defense against Ellsworth.
I mean, our defense is really good. I mean, I think we had 1 interception against them. Jason Robinson had an interception. I mean, our DBs, we played pretty well. The linebackers played well. Everybody really played well, honestly. We dominated on defense. Offense was a struggle, but we got after it in the second half, both sides of the ball, and we finished the game well.
Well, you started watching film on Sunday, according to Coach Baird. So what have you seen from Haven? Let's talk about Haven's offense first. What do you see from the Wildcats on offense?
Well, they got a pretty good quarterback, number one. I mean, he can run. He can do everything. They got a lot of good skill players out on the edge. They got good linemen. I mean, they're a pretty solid team. I mean, it'll be a dogfight, just like how it is every week. But, I mean, it'll be a good test for us.
Carson Mason, tell me about the defense you're going to see.
I mean, they're fast all over the field. They're big, athletic. They're gonna make plays. They're gonna be physical with us, but we gotta be more physical and play harder.
Two coaches here with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Both are really smart players, and Marty's got a knack to go make big plays, and he does a great job high pointing the ball in the air. And Tua might be as smart as any kid we've ever had as far as football goes. So we're blessed to have these guys out on the perimeter. In years past, there's times we felt like you could kind of trap us inside the box, but like they kind of mentioned, I think Ren's had a fantastic year as a senior and been a great leader for us. But these guys make plays on the perimeter. So if you are going to try to single them up, like, you better have good athletes on top of them, because otherwise they'll make plays.
Talk about Taryn Kraft, because this got to be a very frustrating season for him, and such a key player to you on both offense and defense. How have you been able to kind of bring him along, knowing his health situation, because he's going to go 110% every time, to maybe throttle it down just a little bit?
Yeah, it's tough, and Taryn understands. We're going to try to use him the best possible way we can for as long as we possibly can, and so that's kind of the thing with him, is try to play the long game a little bit, and just make sure he's nursing it and getting back and taking it easy. But on the same note, we're obviously a lot better football team when he's playing. So it's just kind of a juggling act and kind of towing the line on that deal. But obviously a really good player for us, has been for a long time. And, just having him back, just his competitive spirit and the fact that he will fight you with everything he has, it really does help us. And so, last week he played a lot of snaps defensively, didn't play a ton offensively. But I thought that was a big boost. I mean, he's a strong kid, and we can move him all over the field, and smart football player, and he's one of those guys you can just kind of play at a certain position, and he kind of gets it. And not everybody's able to do that.
Talk about J-Rob, because you get injured, and then there's a lot that goes in that he had to do to get back on the field.
Yeah, it's tough, because I think Jay's kind of our leader, even though he doesn't say a whole lot. He's a quiet kid. Jay he has, these guys will follow Jay. And so when he went down that very first play of the season, it was kind of a blow. And, looking back, I wish we would have responded a little bit better to it. But, getting him back has been so helpful. It kind of, like these guys mentioned, it kind of brings a little bit more juice to it. And, Jay loves the game. He makes plays. That's what he does. And so to see him out on the field, doing what he does has been big for us.
I talked to Cole about Haven's quarterback, and Ren, what's his last name?
Their quarterback's last name?
Yeah.
Nash Ray.
Yeah, Nash Ray.
Yep.
No, I got Ren.
Yeah.
Nash Ray. So it was after their 2020 season. They came back. They had some high hopes, and we had their game against Heston the next year to start the season. Well, Heston rolled him pretty good. They brought in this little kid that was about 5'2". He still had the number 1, but it would look like just a half a 1 because he had it tucked in his. And then I've watched him play, with during basketball and stuff. And tell me, I'm kind of rooting for except Friday night. But
easy now, Webby. Easy.
Okay,
easy.
I'm not. But he's a gamer, man. Not very big guy.
He'll make you lose sleep as the week goes on. He's so tough. He runs really well. He's elusive. He's got a big arm. He's accurate with it. And so he's just going to give you all sorts of fits, and we're going to have to be exceptionally well and probably play our best game of the year defensively if we want a shot to be successful. But, and on the flip side, too, they're solid up front, and they've got skill players everywhere you look. And so it's a big test for us defensively, and it's almost like a polar opposite of what we saw last week. Ellsworth was going to line it up and run it at you and be extremely physical. They were good at what they did. And this group's going to be a little bit different. They're going to be a lot more balanced. They're going to get it on the perimeter a little bit quicker. So it's just that's the great thing about high school playoff football. Like, you're going to see one style of football this week, and then next week it's going to be polar opposite. And that's kind of what we got this week. And so But we like our players on our back end, and it's an opportunity. They didn't get a ton of opportunities last Friday. They'll get more than their fair share this Friday, and we're going to need our guys off the edge on D-line. We're going to need some D-line help and keep him in the pocket and get to him, because if we give this guy 8 seconds to run around, they've got too many weapons that it's going to be hard for us.
Okay, Mason, here it is, Wednesday. You got a good practice. You got to get in today. What's the kind of mood around the team right now?
I mean, we're ready to go. I mean, I'd say we got one more work day left, and then we got our walkthrough. And after walkthrough, I mean, everybody's mindset's just ready for the game. I mean, everybody's ready to get after it and ready to get the game over with. I mean, not really get the game over with, but I mean, ready for the outcome.
Yeah, Carson, you ready for this thing to get going Friday?
Yeah, I mean, nothing else matters throughout the week besides getting better in practice and then getting the job done on Friday.
Okay, I've got a question for both these guys because I've always wanted to know, you're getting ready to, and all the Cardinals are inside the tent, and you're over there and you can see that it's starting to move and stuff. What's going on in there?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on in there. We're just getting
I'm
jacked.
not sure we want to know.
Yeah, probably keep that to just the team.
I mean, at one point in the season, I knew I kind of took over and started yelling, getting the guys round up and talking a little bit about what we need to do to get the job done.
How cool is it when the curtain is finally pulled? Who does that anyway?
Chain gang.
Yeah.
Oh, chain gang.
Whoever the chain gang is,
Okay,
yeah.
so
They do it all.
Okay, so the chute opens and everybody. How cool is that to run out at Elk Brown Field on a Friday night?
I mean,
especially at this time of year.
Yeah, especially during playoffs. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, not very many people get to do it. I mean, it's a great atmosphere to be in. It's awesome.
Do you ever get embarrassed as your grandpa stands up and yells at the refs the way he does, Carl?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I just wanted to know. He seems kind of low key, but
yeah.
Like a Hollywood rooster or something like that. I don't make all the Hollywood people mad, but anyway. Zach, your feelings right now going into this game, trying to advance on to the next round?
It'll be fun. It's a CKL team that we haven't seen in the last 11 years. It's another playoff game that we get at Elton Brown, like these guys kind of touched on about our atmosphere there. It's tough to beat, and our student body does such a good job supporting these guys. So got a big test on our hands. Know they're loaded with athletes. They're big and they're fast, and that usually is something that makes a good football team. So just the opportunity to get this challenge and get this test and have it at home, and maybe the weather's not so great, like it's playoff football, and that's everything we do from the summer through the season. Like everything is geared towards this time of year, and it's here, and man, what a great opportunity. Should be a lot of fun.
Guys, thanks for coming in. You take them on to lunch or after this, or you got to get back to practice?
We actually eat lunch and then come here, and these guys were excited, so they're trying to hurry up and get through lunch. And I was like, hey, easy, guys. Like, one thing we're not going to do is skip this lunch.
Guys, good luck.
Thanks, man.
Thanks
Appreciate
as
it,
always, man. Sports Day rolling on after this.
Hurry! Hadley, close the door!
Okay, Papa, I've got it.
Oh, no! The safety eyes work.
Papa, isn't that a good thing?
Yes, Hadley. It's a good thing normally, but...
Hey, you two. Where's my turkey?
Papa did it.
Well, at least I still have you two turkeys.
Happy Thanksgiving from C&E Doors. Follow the orange sign south of 10th and Harrison, Great Bend.
Hey y'all, it's Dr. Ty here at Animal Medical, and in the next couple months, we are going to pivot and talk about behavior and training. From our standpoint, we see it affect so many folks out there in the relationship with their animal and even the relationship with us as their caretaker is all affected by how those animals get started from a training process. Focus on some basics. If you have any questions, call. Large or small, we take care of them all.
Step into the spotlight with Barton Community College's theater program. Whether you dream of performing on stage or creating magic behind the scenes, Barton offers hands-on training, expert guidance, and creative performance opportunities. With top-tier facilities and a supportive community, you'll develop the skills to shine. Turn your passion into a career and start your journey to the stage at Barton. Learn more at theater.bartoncccc.edu.
Community bankers should actually know your community. Hi, I'm Sean Powelson, president of Your Local Equity Bank. As someone who lives here, I know many of you, and I know what's important to you. I've been in the industry a long time, and I've helped many navigate through financial challenges and lead them to financial opportunities. I believe that people bank with people, so I'd like to invite you to stop by one of our region's 5 locations and meet our friendly, helpful staff. Let us show you our commitment to serving you and our communities. Because at Equity Bank, we're right here beside you. Member FDIC.
Hey everyone, this is Cole Ryan, voice of the Barton Cougars. Attending sporting events for Barton Community College is great, but did you know you can support the athletic teams even further by getting involved with the Cougar Booster Club? The Boosters help with fundraising for equipment and facility upgrades to give Barton athletes every opportunity to keep succeeding at the regional and national levels. Join the Cougar Booster Club as an individual or business. Call 620-792-9377. Become a booster today. Go Cougars.
Some people call him Gerard. Most people just call him Grr. It's time for Tiger Talk on Sports Day with the voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers. Here's Gerard Welbrock.
Yes, sir. Gerard Welbrock joining us on the show today. Our program brought to you in part by Equity Bank. Here when you need us. Bank local. Save big with in-person banking and business banking. Visit equitybank.com. And Freedom Claims Management. Innovative healthcare plans for your business. Let them take care of everything for you from start to finish. And continued support, they certainly have you covered. Gerard Welbrock, who was probably threw out some gurs on Saturday. Tigers go to Emporia, come away 36-7. And as I said, that's an easy thing to ask coaches, right? How'd that feel, Coach?
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was unexpected. Tigers, we've said last few games, probably the best game they played. I think that was the best all-around game they played. And had 2 weather delays that they had to deal with. One of them when they had had all the momentum and had a reset and restart essentially, and then a longer halftime. They never quite got the third quarter started, but yeah, played well all facets of the game, and it was a lot of fun. Emporia State, they were 11th in the country. They've dropped because of that, but Tigers kind of took it to them, and the weather played a factor. It rained the whole first half. It was a light rain and mist after halftime. But it looked like Emporia State didn't think handle well, and it certainly affected them way more than it did Fort Hays State.
Okay, the more important thing is, the team, how they handled it. How did the broadcast crew handle it? Did you do it like the Royals and go back and pull up some archived Defend the Fort podcasts?
We did, actually. We had, it's funny, we've had these ready to go and have never been able to use these interviews because when they played Angelo, the game never, they never even got to the pregame countdown clock, so we just delayed our broadcast until later. And then once we went on the air on that one, then it was postponed, so we never got that far. But yeah, we played. We played Chris Capitini. We just had a recent interview with him, going to the Hall of Fame. Played him. Robert Long. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, Dante Brown, recent kicker, played on those MIAA championship teams in 17, 18, and the second place team in 19. Trying to think who else. There was, I think, another one in there. Yeah, I got to play a few of those interviews. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, see, you're ready to go. I like that. So good idea. Have those in the archive. Tigers don't play this week, okay?
Yeah.
You got a bye week, and then it's on the road at Nebraska Kearney. Okay, keep the hope alive. Where are we at, Gur?
I don't think playoffs are even going to happen. New rankings out; they're not even in the top 10. I don't see a path forward to get in. And what's happening? Emporia dropped to 7, which they're really 8 because UIndy's going to get in with earned access. So kind of what we talked about a few weeks ago. If Fort Hays State wins out, we'll probably knock an MIAA team out. I think that's what's going to happen. The MIAA will get 2. So, and Missouri Western, bless them, they could have really helped the Tigers twice this year. Should have beat Emporia in overtime, drop an open pass in the end zone. And they had Central Oklahoma down. They had them down 2 touchdowns with 4 to go, give up a 96-yard punt return or kickoff return, and then give up another score late, lose in overtime. Had they beaten Central Oklahoma, now you have a bunch of 2-loss teams. I think there may have been a path forward because you had the potential to have multiple 3-loss teams, and then I think that opened the path. But with UCO winning, they're not going to lose. I don't think they're going to lose another one. Or they could have Emporia, but either way, that would give them just 2 losses. I don't see any way Fort Hays makes the playoffs. But I think a bowl game is certainly still very much in the mix, and that would be a great thing for this team. If you beat Kearney, which won't be easy, the Lopers are better than that record. 8 wins in the MIAA. In the MIAA this year, I think says a lot. Kind of puts it in perspective. Fort Hays State, that was their 3rd win over a ranked opponent. 2 of them have been on the road. That's the most wins over a ranked opponent ever for Fort Hays State. They've played 5 ranked opponents. They've won 3 of those games, and still might finish 8-3, and probably won't make the playoffs. It tells you how ridiculously hard it is to make the playoffs. And so I think everybody has to. If you make the playoffs, that is the ultimate icing on the cake, and you can't base your season on that because it is so hard to do. And we'll see what it changes with the region switching and we're in with the RMAC and the Lone Star. But the current setup now, it's impossible to lose 3 games and get in. I just don't see any way to have that happen because the GAC's got 2 good teams, the GLIAC's got 2 good teams, the MIAA's got 4 really good teams, and only 2 are probably going to get in. That's just the way it is. But a bowl game would be a great reward for this team that's playing outstanding football right now. I think right now they're a top 10 team in the country and would be scary if they would make the playoffs, but that's just the way it goes.
Man, and okay, I'm going to just ask you here real quick before we got to go, but so what game is the one that you look back and say, oh, man, what? Is it got to be Pittsburgh State or
nope,
Northwest?
Actually, for me, it's Northwest.
Yeah.
It's Northwest. Pittsburgh would have been, you win that game, then you're in. You're battling them for that 2 spot. To me, it was Northwest, because I still think Fort Hays State was better, did not play well, caught them at a bad time because they had their backs against the wall, hadn't won a game, all those things that go in. You win that game, you're sitting at 2 right now. Yeah. You are in the mix, and you just beat Emporia, and you're going to be in the mix with Pitt now, who then got beat at home by Central Missouri. You're battling for that 2nd spot. So to me, it's the Northwest game, but, that's the way it goes. And they started to play better after that. It just didn't happen that night.
Jordan Welbrock, voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers. Always appreciate the time on Wednesday next week. You don't have a game this weekend as far as football goes. I'm sure you're doing some round ball action. But
yeah, going to Marshall, Minnesota.
Look at that. Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I heard it's beautiful up there in mid-November.
Probably is. Probably like 82.
It probably won't be. It's supposed to rain, but I think it'll be all right.
Okay, mosquitoes will be out by then. Okay.
Exactly.
All right, we'll talk some basketball next week, Gerard. Thanks.
See you, Steve.
Jordan Welbrock, voice of the Fort Hays State Tigers, with us on Sports Day.
Sports, leisure, fitness and wellness, even senior and adaptive needs. It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Pick up a program guide or stop by the rec office at 1214 Stone in Great Bend. Or check out the website, greatbendrec.com. Live, play, explore at the rec.
It's all here at Great Bend Rec. Live, play, explore at the rec.
Marmy Auto Group makes it happen. Central and Western Kansas. Check out our selection of new and pre-owned inventory. Marmy's friendly staff offers top quality service that you've gotten to know over the years. When your existing vehicle needs parts or service, our experienced team will get you back in the game this season. Marmy Chevrolet, GMC, Ford and Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram, parts, service, and body shop. Visit Marmy Auto Group on 10th Street or marmys.net. Marmys, make it happen.
Hurry! Hadley, close the door!
Okay, Papa, I've got it.
Oh, no! The safety eyes worked.
Papa, isn't that a good thing?
Yes, Hadley. It's a good thing normally, but...
Hey, you two. Where's my turkey?
Papa did it.
Well, at least I still have you 2 turkeys.
Happy Thanksgiving from C&E Doors. Follow the orange sign south of 10th and Harrison, Great Bend.
Sports Day is presented by Barton Community College and the Cougar Athletic Department. Sports Day on 1590 KVGB and 95.5 FM.
Once again, a wonderful, fun show. Thanks to Zach Baird for bringing over Mason Martin and Carson Mason to the program. Shelley Duvall in and Gerard Welbrock for spending some time with us. This is called The Big Finish, Hash. The Big Finish. 12 seconds to get in whatever you want to say.
I have 12 seconds to get.
Now you have 8.
I don't have anything to say.
Still have 5.
I'm glad you voted
4,
yesterday, everybody.
3, 2. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Agriculture Today on 1590 KVG.